What's a secret you're taking to the grave, but willing to share now? When I was 17, I discovered my father was living a double life, and I helped cover it up to protect my dying mother. It started when I found a strange receipt in Dad's car. It was for a children's hospital in a town 2 hours away. I thought it was weird since we lived near a great hospital. Being curious, I decided to drive there one weekend while Dad was at work. When I walked into that hospital, I saw my father sitting in the pediatric ward, but he wasn't alone. There was a little boy, maybe 6 years old, hooked up to machines. The boy looked exactly like my younger brother did at that age. My heart stopped when I heard the boy say, "Daddy." A woman sat next to my father, holding his hand. She was crying while a doctor explained something about chemotherapy options. I left before they saw me, but I started digging. The boy was my half-brother Ryan. Dad had another family for 7 years. He'd been working late nights to spend time with them. The woman was a nurse he met at a conference. I was ready to explode, to tell my mom everything. But that same week, Mom got diagnosed with aggressive pancreatic cancer, stage 4. The doctors gave her months to live. Mom's first question after the diagnosis wasn't about treatment. She asked if Dad would be there for her through it all. She talked about how he was her rock, her everything. She said knowing he'd be by her side was the only thing giving her strength. I made a decision that night. I called my father's office when I knew he'd be with his other family. I left a message saying I knew everything about Ryan and that we needed to talk. Dad met me at a diner at midnight. He broke down crying, explaining how he'd fallen in love with Ryan's mother but couldn't bring himself to leave us. When Ryan got leukemia 2 years ago, he started drowning in medical bills and guilt. I showed him Mom's test results. His face went pale. Then I offered him a deal. I would help him cover up his other family if he promised to be there for Mom in her final months. No more disappearing, no more excuses. For the next 3 months, I became his coordinator. I made excuses when he needed to see Ryan. I forged work documents to explain his absences. I kept track of his stories so he wouldn't mix up details. I even helped him manage Ryan's medical bills, using my college fund to keep payments secret from Mom. Each time I transferred money, I felt sick, but I kept thinking about Mom's smile when Dad was there. The hardest part was meeting Ryan. Dad took me to the hospital one day. This little boy, fighting for his life, was so excited to meet his big sister. I sat with him during chemo, brought him games, and tried not to think about how wrong it all was. Mom passed away peacefully at home. Her last words were thanking Dad for never leaving her side during her illness. She died believing in a lie I helped create. After the funeral, I told Dad I was done. I gave him all the passwords and documents I'd been managing. Then I said he had one day to tell his other family about Mom, or I would. That night, Ryan's mother called me crying, not because of Dad's lies, but because Ryan had taken a turn for the worse. She asked if I would come say goodbye to my brother. I sat with Ryan in his final hours, holding his small hand while Dad held his other one. When he was gone, I walked out of that hospital and never spoke to my father again.